be pregnant and heavily pregnant during that time, or you can't enter.
Yeah, if you want,
there must be some weird practice.
Exactly, you got to get the timing just right.
That's true. Yeah. And how pregnant you are.
Yeah.
You're not that pregnant. Well, should have asked me earlier.
You're not pregnant enough, and you are too pregnant. Take that baby home.
Could see it coming out. Miss Prisoner, you can imagine.
Hold on. Miss Prisoner.
Miss Prisoner.
Are they bussed in from multiple different prisons, or is it within one prison?
No, it'll be from. Surely it'll be from.
Mate, how have you got time off of your sentence to go to a beauty pageant?
Mate, it's for those who are attracted to the dangerous. Yeah, mate. Come on, convicted people can deserve to parade themselves around as well.
Well, as soon as they've done their time.
Yeah. Miss Mama Kilo.
What is that?
Miss Mama Kilo.
Miss Mama Kilo is for
heavy women.
For heavy women over 80 kilos in weight. Oh, whoa. Let's go to that one. You don't want to do the wrong announcement for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a Miss Muslim Moral as well. Yeah, and they win $1,000 in cold hard cash and a nice diamond watch. Yeah, and they get a vacation. Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
Miss Muslim Moral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a bit sick. And I did last one. I thought it was a bit sick, but Miss Landmine Survivor.
Oh man! So what's that? Amputees?
Yeah,
or it has to have been a landmine.
But so apparently there's a real big problem in Angola and Cambodia, which kicked off this Miss Landmine Survivor beauty pageant.
Wow. The thing is, you can see with all of these different like variations of it, they're trying to, like you said, promote something, or give visibility. But then I don't know. I can't work out whether it still feels like quite a lot like objectifying a bit, and some of it's a bit niche and weird. But I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think the people in it will say, well, no. Yeah. We still want to have our say, have our voice.
We still want the platform, isn't it? We want the spotlight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But talking about objectifying, didn't I hear like they stopped doing the swimsuit round? And I don't know if this is which of the big pageants this is, but yeah, from this year or next year or whatever it is, they won't be doing the swimsuit round anymore. Yeah. So they're taking that out.
I did think Miss Universe was all right because of the round of the wear your traditional costume. Yeah, I thought that was quite good. Yeah, but I did think when it was the swimsuit round, I did think, I'm just now looking at girls' bodies, and I don't want my mum to be here. You know what I mean?
That's the test. That's the test.
Exactly. So that's what you ask your mum to go. Mum, can you make like 8 cup of teas?
Unfortunately, it was more like we all want to see Spain.
Yeah.
Right. So the questions. What do you think the questions would have been about?
They always try and do like world politics and things like that, isn't it? Or the domestic politics. And these candidates, not in a condescending way, but not everyone's qualified to weigh in on those things.
Here we go.
Just go on.
But yeah, so I think for an outsider who doesn't watch it, they'll just think, it's just for sleazy men to look at. Good-looking women.
Scantily clad, good-looking women.
But I've got to say, the questions they were given, so apparently they all the contestants make up the questions. They think of the questions.
Yeah, so it's like peer-sourced. Their peers
and then the judges pick the best ones out of it. And you got to think, people that are in the pageants, they answer these kind of questions
regularly.
Regularly. But it's still really daunting because they're asked a question, they have a few seconds to think of the answer. Some of them aren't speaking in their mother tongue, and then they just have to say it. And then it's the cringiest thing because sometimes you can, as we would do when we would be public speaking, you talk and then you lose your frame of mind, and you go, what? And you just go, oh no, she's lost her frame because it's so nerve-wracking. So what I thought I'd do, because you guys, you're coming across really snobby at the moment, you two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 questions each, right? That are the questions that came up, and you've got the same amount of time as they had.
Which is how much time?
You got to answer straight away.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. I thought we had to finish within 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, it is as well, but I'll just make a noise if I think you need help.
When you get bored, you signal.
Beep. Right. Okay, ready? And these are actual questions from Miss Universe 2017.
All right.
18. 2018. Right. Okay. Ready? I'll start with you, Zach. This is what Philippines got. Okay. They all got different questions. Ready? Nick, what am I calling you, Mr. South London? Mr. South London. No, but then you're Mr. South London.
I'll be Mr. Paris.
Okay, Mr. South London. Canada recently joined Uruguay as the second nation in the world to make marijuana legal. What is your opinion on the regularization of marijuana? Go.
Well, there is a trend of marijuana becoming legal or accepted in lots of places around the world, and there's no issue with Canada being at the forefront of acceptance. We live in a world of liberal thinking, and marijuana versus alcohol, which one's the worst for you? Which one has society deemed acceptable and not? Maybe it is time to start rethinking how we legalize or don't legalize our substance abuse choices.
You know what Zach just did? You know what Zach just did? He did what all the contestants do. Is just talk as much as you can around the subject so that everyone forgets their question.
I thought he did pretty well.
At the moment, Mr. South London's in it. All right, Mr. Paris. This is what Venezuela got.
Okay.
Mr. Paris. What would you say to someone who believes that pageants are archaic and against the feminist movement?
I would say that they should listen to what we got to say. Listen to the. I don't know. I'm brailing this, man.
You see, this is hard. That's hard. I mean, Venezuela's not even English. That's hard. Okay.
Listen to the podcast. That's what I say.
Okay, ready? That's a bit too deep, that one. Okay. Mr. South London, you're in the lead at the moment.
All right.
Okay, this is what Miss Puerto Rico got. Why is freedom of the press important?
Well, freedom of the press is important because truth, as a fundamental principle of all societies, we must be able to access the truth. And the truth needs to be reported without any stigma, without any fear, without any... and more words after that.
You know, that would just be an immediate meme. It would just be like, go. Mate, see, they're putting themselves in the line.
No, so they don't, although they wrote the questions, they don't know which one they're going to get.
No idea, and they have to just go on the mic.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine how hard they.
No, true.
Yeah,
but you did say that like they usually make public appearances and things like that.
They've been doing these kind of things.
Plus, I think there must be some sort of training for those sorts of questions. So those ones where you actually have to say something coherent under pressure.
Yeah. They do have training, but it's still...
Yeah, it's still quite important, isn't it?
In front of a big, massive stadium.
Yeah.
And people cheer if they finish the sentence. I found it the most cringy thing I've ever seen. Like, it's just like, no! Yeah. One more for you, Fabs.
Right.
Ready?
Myself.
Redeem it. No, actually, I want to ask that to Zach.
What? I've already done one too.
No, but I just because of previous episodes. Right. Okay, this is a bit serious one, but I reckon you can give me a good answer. South Africa got this one. This is quite a difficult one. Do you think countries should limit the number of refugees allowed across their borders?
All countries have the right to control their borders, but refugees have particular rights which are recognised due to their status as people who have a well-founded fear of persecution due to their beliefs or identity. And there is international law which allows them to exercise that right, and which means that countries have to withdraw, trade off some of their own sovereignty to make sure that people's individual human rights when they're at risk are protected. So yes, all countries have the right to protect their borders, to control their borders, but all people have the right to live without fear of persecution or in danger.
Whoa! Fabien! Mr. Parry's got it! Okay. Right.
Is this actually like the questioner's response after a good answer? What you just did? Is that indicative?
Yeah.
No, actually, Steve Harvey just goes, "Thank you, Mr. Paris." There was one person. There's one Miss Universe. She said a joke, and it included a word that wasn't that hard. I forgot what it was now. And then Steve Harvey said, "Well, if I knew what that word meant, I'm sure it'd be funny." And I was like, "Steve Harvey, you're English. You're American, and you don't know words in English. Like, these girls are speaking in different languages." Right, the last question. I'm going to give it. I'll first give it to Zach.
All right.
Because I think it's quite apt to our topic about what we were talking about the other day, the snowflakes.
Oh. All right.
Mr. South London, the hashtag #MeToo movement has sparkled a global conversation. In response, some have said the world has become too politically correct. Do you think the hashtag #MeToo movement has gone too far?
Well, there's a danger of all of these social justice liberation movements being accused of going too far. They do need to do their job, which is to raise awareness of these atrocities. But there is also the danger of people jumping on that bandwagon and using it as a whipping stick or using it as a scapegoat for minor infringements. And we as a society just need to learn the careful, very thin line and balance between the two of those. The more awareness that's drawn over these things, the better we'll get at determining which one is which. Take care of yourself and each other.
Oh! Thank you, Mr. South London. Excellent. Well done. I've got to say, well done to both of you, mate. You both win. You both win. Next up, swimsuit competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to make everyone aware of how cringy, of how hard,
that's hard. It's not easy at all, man.
And these are, and as well that these are girls who are just, they're in their charities and stuff like that. But these questions are proper big topics of debate.
Yeah. But mate, that's not even like the cringiest round in these pageants. Like, I don't know if this is still a thing or I've been watching some minor pageants or catching glimpses of minor pageants, but is there still like a talent round where you got to come with your own talent and show what you can do?
I think that's Miss World, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. I think that's the cringiest, mate. Yeah. You might as well just go back to high school and then just have the talent show at high school.
Because some of them is like, oh, I'm funny, and they still
and they're not funny at all. Yeah. And some of them think they can juggle or this. And the worst is like when someone goes, oh, I'm gonna rap for you. That never ends well. Exactly. That never ends well. I think actually that's probably going to be the way it came across cringy is because everyone's contribution can vary quite a lot. All of the other rounds, their contributions are very, very similar you're in this kind of evening dress, you're answering this kind of question.